What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about Power Hour. This is a video. I think it's a quite a bit of a forgotten video that we did, but it's based on this Kanye West music video called Power that came out a number of years ago. And this was actually Matt's idea. He saw this video. And he's like, you know what? He's like, let's make Power Hour based on that. And so instead of Power, make it Power Hour. And the reason we kind of came across it is, so Kanye West, when he made this music video, he's like, this was like $1 million production. He put up like $1 million of his own money to hire this like super high-end artist to make this video, and they spent like a year working on the composition and getting everything right and making the artistic, the high fashion choices. And so we're like, well, if Kanye West wants to make a big deal out of spending a year and $1 million on this, then we're gonna spend no money and 2 days and make as close as we can to the same thing, just to kind of make him look silly for like bragging. So this video came out August 5th, 2010. 13 days later we came out with it. So if Kanye said he wants to take a year, we'll take 13 days and have a video. And, which we've gotten confirmation since, Kanye has seen our video and he didn't think it was very good. He didn't laugh a single time as it was described to us. He watched it and he went, and that was it. 100% satisfied, job well done. Yeah, so this is Power Hour. This is a song sung by Daystorm. Daystorm was the first person on, that was like a YouTuber that we ever met that really kind of like explained the whole like system to us and was like, you guys gotta do it. He was like, Daystorm was like the push that made us do it, because even back in 2010, everyone was like, oh, it's too late to start on YouTube, and Daystorm was like, no. He's like, you start on it right now. And we're like, okay, Daystorm, we'll do it. And so Daystorm wrote the song for this. He rapped. He probably took a matter of like 2 hours to write it. Daystorm's amazing. And came up with the lyrics pretty much on the spot. This is Logan Olson. He's the main guy, a friend of ours from college. You got Freddie in the togas. Jimmy's whipping the ping pong balls. Who else we got here? We got Brian Ferenzi is another face. He played the Law at VJHS back there. Some random ladies. I'm up here on the keg. Doing the keg stand. Let's see what else here. So this entire shot was all done on green screen, and I'll link to a green screen tutorial we did actually about this. It was actually about not just green screen but interpolating footage. The whole point was shot at 60 frames a second at 720p. We only had a camera that shot 720p back then. Daystorm down here in the corner, which is funny because Daystorm does not drink at all. So he's like, you want me to do what? He's like, you want me to be Edward 40 Hands? And we're like, yeah, Daystorm, you're Edward 40 Hands. So this video, the entire thing was shot on green screen and then twixtered down from 60 frames a second down to 240 frames a second, sometimes beyond, to slow it down. And because there's not that much motion, it was able to do it. All shot on green screen, lit from the sides to kind of make this weird, lighting look. And then we have CG vomit at the end, because why not? This is a RealFlow thing that we were experimenting with RealFlow at the time, so I did a quick RealFlow CG vomit. Keeping your computer running smooth enough so you can actually work on it effectively, and inevitably when you work on a really complex shot like this, there's hundreds of layers that are going at the same time. It's going to start to get inefficient. So the key is figuring out elements, laying them in right, checking them throughout the entire thing, so checking some shot, lining up the timing, and trusting that if it's clean from this point to this point, then if I look at, okay, I know the timing, the sync has to be right here, so I scoot it until the sync syncs up, and trust that everything in between is going to be right. So you have to be very organized, very clean in your composition, and approach it systematically. And then when a layer is in there and it works, hide it so you don't have to render it every single time. Just because you're previewing a frame and I know it's pretty, you don't need to see it at full res, you don't need to see it with all the motion blur and everything. Get something working like the motion blur, then check it, get it set how you want it, and then turn it off. I can't remember how long it took to get out After Effects. It was our current computers could probably bang this out in a matter of minutes, but at the time it chugged on it for hours and hours, because I did this on an old iMac. But point is that if we could do this on an old iMac back in 2010, now whatever computer is plenty fast to do it. So don't be intimidated by complexity. The key is just be organized, get stuff there, know when you can turn things on and turn it off, and put it together. And then the key effects are just slowing down footage using time interpolation and warping the time around to kind of fit with 2 in and out points to end it up. And then also just being conscious of light. So even though this entire shot is a big composite, it won't look good unless the light source. So the light source for here is this centerpiece. You have the light behind it, so everything has to be lit kind of from the same angle, so you know if things are going to be on the right or the left. The nice thing here, since we're duplicating a lot of things, we're able to mirror them and have the same lighting on both. And you can exaggerate a little bit so the light's wrapped around a lot more than it would be and filled in more, but you're making sure you have the shadows in the right direction and then blending in the shadows in the ground. And once it all comes together, It won't look good when you get the first layer in there. It won't look very good when you get the second layer in there. But when it all comes together, it starts to look pretty and it starts to work out. Thank you guys so much for watching this commentary. Thank you for sharing the channel, sending it around. Thank you for all the tweets, saying what you'd like to see. Look forward to more of these. I think we're gonna do it pretty much on a very regular basis. I dare say weekly, but you never know. We're coming out with regular content here. Glad you guys have been enjoying it. Expect more cinematic content, more behind the scenes content, more tutorial content, etc. More just general wackiness as we get into crazy game development, VFX development, and a lot of crazy VR stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you'd like to see next. You know, I've never had a to-do list.
Well, yeah, you've got one up there.
Oh, I do, yeah.
But that's a mess and a disaster.
I'm like a Peter Pan in a man body.
Yeah.
Like Willy Wonka without the set. So we had access to this set, but we had to pretend that we were part of the shoot that EA was doing for the Battlefield game when it was coming out. When we kind of like ninja shot this, and the guy who owned the property was like, how does this fit in?